think it was probably just like hanging out. It's probably coming to bring us some dick to eat. Like it was probably
As
just, like
they
gonna
do.
share
Hey!
its food.
Hey, I got this dick. You guys want some dick?
I'm going to do most of this from memory, considering the only thing written on this page is 3 pounds of doorknob.
Oh, well, I mean, that's it. I think that's all we did.
3 pounds of doorknob about sums it up.
Yep.
I love that Will Smith movie.
But so last session, the gang, after discovering, I believe it was after we had accosted Bareth in a cabin, BK in, his full grace, just intimidating the hell out of him, squeezed information out of him that they were there seeking the help of Joseph, the butcher, also known as the Were-Tiger King. After getting some more information from him, we brought him to Cedric, the mayor, to kind of have him go over all the information that they gathered about why the Were people were being drawn there, what he knew about James being bitten and Joseph's involvement. We then also went to get Leon, the leader of the Were vagrants. I don't know, what are we, Were vagrants?
Were-Tigers?
Leon and his man friend Carol. Carol was a man, correct? Didn't we go
Carol
over that?
was a man.
They all went back to Cedric's. They worked out an arrangement where they're going to allow them to be guards for the town instead of them getting like kicked out. We went to speak to James, who was the boy who was forcibly bitten by some of these Were vagrants under the guidance of Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
We met with his mother. There was this whole Molly Holly debacle that ensued. His mom's name is Holly Molly. Holy moly.
Holy moly. There you go.
Holy moly. And after that, we went back, spoke again with Cedric to kind of try and figure some things out. And when we were escorting Holly, Molly, and James to, I believe it was Ernest was the farmer's name?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where we
to
were.
Ernest Farm. They were going to go
them.
pick up some things, where we were stopped at the bridge by Joseph. And he pulled out, after talking a whole bunch of schmack that he could not stand up to, he pulled out a whistle that turned Holly, Molly, and James into werefolk, or were-tigers. And then we had this big epic fight. BK almost died.
We all almost died.
We all almost died. Joseph died. I totally drowned him.
He did die.
I mega killed him.
Yeah.
We looted his body, found the whistle that he was using to kind of force the change in the Were-Tiger people. This ornate, like, cat-looking whistle. And then I think we all went to the tavern to get drunk, except for BK, Glenn, who was then talking to a coin, I think.
Right. Talking to a coin.
Yeah, that's how I understood it too.
Mm-hmm.
Straight from my memory.
Straight from the dome. Yeah,
Good.
you guys went back to the tavern, the Salty Scales Tavern, and I believe Rangrim and Cosmo were drinking the night away, and Glenn went upstairs kind of for a little bit of R&R, and that was when he pulled the coin out of his pocket, and it kind of was extremely hot to his touch, and the second that he touched it, he had a voice in his head that started talking to him, essentially. And on that note, let's resume with, essentially, is there anything that you guys wanted to do during the night? Otherwise, we can just kind of pick up in the morning. I do want to pick up with that conversation that BK was having with the coin, but I wanted to talk to Rangrim and Cosmo and figure out what they were kind of working on.
I'm good.
Okay. Just getting shredded and going to sleep. Nice.
Yep, more or less going to sleep.
Glenn would have left a gold coin to cover as much of their tab as humanly possible.
Oh, you would have need several.
I was
So
gonna
we'll
say
roll them, so.
he's at least thrown one in, so the dwarves know that the elves got their back.
Yeah,
and getting
Rangrim and
just
Cosmo can
shit-faced.
drink, but after like a fight, get it.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, yeah. So Glenn, you've grabbed this coin. And I'll describe it again. It's pretty large. It's about probably like an inch and a half in diameter across, and it's like a dark tungsten style steel. It's not like a normally like it's not like a gold or a silver or anything of that sort. That coins are generally made out of, and seems like on one side there seems to be a face of some sort of figure and profile view that's been scratched off purposefully, and on the other side seems like some sort of coat of arms or something else that's also been scratched off very beautifully. And you pick this coin up out of your pocket just to kind of empty your pocket at the end of the day. It was burnt hot to the touch, and as soon as you touched it, you heard the voice inside your head go, "Hello? Oh my God! Can someone hear me?"
Glenn just kind of like holds it in his hands, like hot potatoes it a little bit. Goes, hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes. Who is this? What? How did you? Oh, I don't even know. I found this coin in here, and I've been holding on to it, and all of a sudden I could hear voice.
I don't recognize his voice. I'm guessing.
No.
Okay.
I don't believe you would.
Well, nice to meet wherever you are. My name's Glenn. Who is this?
I honestly don't even remember. I don't even remember. I've been down here for so long. I'm underground in some sort of prison. I've been here for quite a while. I don't even well, and you can kind of hear in his voice like he's kind of taken by surprise that he can't remember his name.
Well, I don't want you to stress yourself out a little too much, but I don't know about on your side, but my coin is hot to the touch. What about you? Is that coming from you?
Yeah, it's warm on my side as well. It's actually kind of why I was holding on to it. It's cold down here. I don't know how long I'm gonna have to talk. They're gonna be coming back. And they could come back at any time. Can you come find me?
I mean, that's like find a needle in a haystack, my friend, but I will look underground for you as hard as I possibly can. Can you maybe describe what these people look like that are coming for you?
It's four men. They're dressed as guards, soldiers of some sort. Yeah, it's cold. I think it's. I remember mountains and snow, and you can like as he's saying this, it's starting to kind of like crackle and break up a little bit, and you can you can you still can you hear? And then it just kind of like is breaking up, and the heat from the coin seems to dissipate in your hand, and you can no longer hear a voice in your head.
Just make sure you keep this coin safe. I don't know if you can still hear me, but I suppose I'll try to find you. Did anybody respond?
You don't get a response, and the coin is it feels as though it's just been in your pocket.
All right, this is before I went to bed, right?
Yeah.
So I follow my nightly routine. I lay down, but this time I take a dagger and cut a hole in the mattress, and I stick the coin
and just go to town on it.
No more lonely nights for Glenn.
Show that straw who's boss.
I stick the whistle in as well, the tiger whistle.
That's what you want to call. Okay.
And I tell my familiar Poe to keep an eye, and he's still in little like hamster form. Tell him to keep an eye on the bed. Basically, tell him to like stay in the lining of the mattress in case someone tries to sneak in and get a hold of
Oh,
this
because
coin.
he's a mouse now, right?
He's a hamster.
He's a hamster?
Yeah, he's either a mouse or a hamster. He's some small vermin.
I like hamster. Let's go with hamster.
He's basically him.
Or a guinea pig.
And then I go into an elven trance. Or actually, right before I do that, though, I kind of just like take a deep breath and look up, not at anything, but just kind of look up and say, Dandrel, I really hope this is what you're looking for. And I just go to sleep or go into my elven trance.
Very cool. Yeah, so you all essentially, I mean, I know you're only going to sleep for 4 hours, but I assume Cosmo and Rangrim found their ways up to their own individual rooms at some point in the night. And you all get a full rest. Glenn, you wake up a little bit early. Is there anything you want to do before the others wake?
My usual morning routine. I kind of say a little prayer, little blessing to Chandril, ask her to keep watch over me, and then I do my morning calisthenics with my double scimitar, a bunch of really cool flourishes and flips and shit. But I try to be really quiet about it, but
show off.
Oh, of course.
And shit.
So, during your prayer and your ritual of practicing with your double-bladed scimitar, and you start to feel like, for a while, you've been feeling like, it's ritualistic. You do it, and you don't do it because you're getting any kind of feedback or anything like that. You're just doing it because this is what you do. Today, you feel different. You feel as though like there's some sort of barrier that previously was kind of in front of you, that something wasn't getting through. You feel like that has softened a bit, has like kind of dropped that veil, not fully, but you feel like there's something that's now getting through, and you feel a little bit different. You feel a lot more adept as you are practicing with this scimitar today. A lot more than you ever have when practicing with it.
All right. Then I sheath it, throw on my white and gold robes, and basically wait until I hear the dwarves wake up, and again try to time my entrance exactly to when they're walking into the hallway.
Nice. Yeah. So Cosmo, Rangrim, what are you doing? It's morning
Rangrim
now.
would waking up after would crawl out of his bed, probably stumble around and see if there's a tankard that he left on the ground, perhaps any ale in it. After realizing there's none, he would go ahead and place his shield, his holy symbol, back on the ground and perform a small ritual, rubbing like forge ash on his face to again put the blessing of the forge on his shield. And he would take another short moment to take out the thieves' tools from Glenn, and I would cast mending to fix them.
Rad. Really cool.
And then don the rest of my gear. One last check to see if there's any Larrys of dwarvish ale kicking around wherever I'm sleeping. Assuming it's just wherever he collapsed.
Wherever he passed out, if he made it to bed.
Yeah, I don't know if he purposefully went to bed. He probably just got blind drunk. Like really riding a high after choking Joseph to death.
Trying to make sure you don't accidentally drink the pee mug.
Yeah, like
yeah, Cosmo usually spends the first moments of his day just rifling through this old journal that he carries around with him, and so that's kind of his only morning routine, I think. Otherwise it's up and at him for some beer and dwarves bread.
Nice. Yeah, so I guess
We're
meeting up down
at the tavern.
Yeah.
Downstairs.
Yeah.
We need to head to Cedric, right?
Yeah, you can smell, like, you go downstairs and you can smell Jody is seems like she's making some sort of kind of like a hearty stew or something, kind of cooking it up for like a breakfast stew of some sort. Seems like there's a lot of seafood flavors going on in there, or I guess like fishy flavors going on. But yeah, you come down and she's kind of just cleaning up a little bit and doing some cooking. Hey, hi, you guys sleep pretty well?
Hey there, Jody. How you doing this morning? Slept just peachy. I think whatever you gave my friends made them a little slow to rise.
Yeah. I mean, they were tearing it up down here for quite a while. So it's they closed this, they shut this place down. I don't remember actually when they left. I went home before they did. I just assumed that they would take care of themselves.
I don't remember when I left either.
Is there any
Fair.
damage to the bar that we could see?
I don't know. Would there be any damage?
I don't.
No, I'm real respect. Rangrim's mega respectful. Everybody knows that.
Oh, Rangrim, you tried to ruin everything, but I kept you on the narrow path. Just drink your booze, but don't break it. We need it.
That doesn't sound like me. A little bit. Jody, I'll have another ale and whatever that lovely stew is that you're making.
Oh yeah, no problem. Hold on 1 second. So she goes over to the side. And she gets you pretty nice, like kind of like a bread bowl full of that stew, and
Bread
plops
bowls.
you down a nice tankard of ale and picks up the ones that you brought back from the room.
Can I get a what was it?
Is this
Rangrim,
urine in this one? What is this?
I don't know. It was the elf.
I'm just
And
gonna
he
pretend
just-
it's old ale. It's fine.
It was the elf.
You,
Can I get a chafe nipple for the road?
you really like your chafed nipples, don't you?
Hey,
that
man,
chafing
she's a-
lips.
You really need to get some softer shirts.
She's an artisan among monsters. You mind hooking me up real quick for the road? Make it a double.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem at all. 1 second. Russell.
Glenn likes it real weird. Cutting holes in mattresses, got chafed nipples.
The more dry friction, the
wants-
better.
He wants 2 chafed nipples. Exactly. Oh man, he's just starting fires everywhere he goes.
Oh man.
I cast a different type of fireball.
Guys, I thought we were playing D&D today. There's just improv comedy all day. Love it.
After I get my chafe nipple, I start to walk out the door.
Awesome.
So I'm making my way towards Cedric's.
Sweet. Yeah.
Rangrim would follow bread bowl in hand and toss some silver onto the tavern, looking over at Cosmo. Like, it's a bowl and it's made of bread.
It's crazy.
Why are we using regular bowls this whole time when I can eat this one?
It's a wonderful dwarven invention.
Dwarfs made this. They don't have this in the Underdark.
They
They'll eat shit down there anyways. This
Well-
food's wonderful.
welcome to the surface, mate.
And Rangrim's just gonna take the bread bowl from like the side and just take a bite out of it.
It's
Now
just
I'm
all-
precariously walking through town trying to not spill stew while I'm eating the bread bowl wrong.
It's very good. It's very good. Awesome. Yeah. So you're able to get over to Cedric's without issue, and you come across Cedric and Leon are actually sitting on the front porch.
Cedric
And,
is number 7 to the group.
Yes, Cedric is at location number 7. Cedric is a halfling, a very fancy halfling lad, probably middle-aged, who is the mayor of this town of Whitport. And Leon is the leader of this, what was a group of essentially 3 vagrants that were were-tiger vagrants that have now been invited to be essentially guards and protectors of this town.
Yeah.
Thanks
We did
to
that.
the very, very convincing group that we have here.
Yes.
I
Well,
think I would
hey.
approach first. Let's, morning, fellas.
Yeah, they seem like they were pretty deep in conversation, but not like a heavy conversation. Just seemed like they're kind of hashing some stuff out. And well, hey, actually, I'm really glad that you guys came back over. We're kind of trying to figure out what it's exactly going to look like with Leon and his friends, in the town now, and just kind of setting up how they're going to be helping James and Molly.
That's
That's great. I think Ellis has got an open house for them if they want to, shack up just outside of Holly Molly's house.
It's actually that's a really great idea. I mean, they wouldn't even have to move that far to be quite honest. That's what do you Yeah, that's no, that's great. I actually wanted to say I wanted to bring something up. You all have done an amazing thing for this town. This could have broken bad so many different ways, and you essentially saved this town with the least amount of bloodshed possible. So that means a lot to us and to all the people that are in this town. And I don't have a lot to give, but we pulled a pool together of pretty much everyone here, just kind of pitching in, and we've aside from what you're going to collect from the Empire when you get back to your town, we have this to give you as well. And then he kind of like hands over a sack, a pretty hefty sack of what looks like gold pieces.
Hmm.
And on top of that, if I'm kind of a scholar of sorts. I have a lot of time and I read. And one of the biggest things that I have access to is legends and lore and stories and history of of Sakal. And so, aside from, a large amount of fish and, the other amenities of this village, what I can offer you is if you ever have questions and things of that sort, I love to help you try to figure them out. I have a pretty large library in the back that we probably might be able to help you with.
That's very, very kind of you, Cedric. We will definitely keep that in mind, and you've been that would be a great service to us, and it is a wonderful gift that you are presenting to us. We do not want to downplay that, my friend, but we have one thing that we are on the hunt for. If we might be able to trade this gold for that, is for a bit of mithril.
Oh, mithril. Huh. I might be able to go look through some of my uncle's stuff. Let me here. You know what? Molly was looking for you earlier. If you want to head over there, in the meantime, I'll take a look and I'll see if I can find some. If I find it though, it's on me. It's gonna be dusty in the back of my closet anyway, so it's no, you deserve it.
That would be very kind of you, and we will head straight over to Molly's, and we will be back.
Is there anything that any questions you had that I could look up in the library in the meantime?
What do you think, Glenn? Is there anything that's just itching around in your brain?
I mean, it's interesting that you bring that up. We have had some choice interactions in these last few days, and maybe you might be able to shed some light on. We saw this rather large creature, big, ugly bastard. Had some hooks, kind of like a turtle's maw, if you will, but he had this branding on his hide. I don't know. Maybe I can draw it for you, and I draw it in the dirt best I can. Try to draw basically like the branded flesh icon. Like,
and
you have any?
So for anyone new here, that's a callback from episode 1. So I don't blame you for not knowing what the symbol looks like, but it's essentially, it looks like a hand with an eye in the center of it, but the hand is like upside down. So it's like, it's not hand going up, it's hand going this way. And it was essentially into the carapace of a hook whore that they fought in episode 1. It was like indented into it.
You're right. We took its
have
flesh.
that.
We took its flesh, but we don't have to offer it. We can keep that to ourselves.
Probably
I figured that was
pretty
pretty
bad.
gross.
It's
Yeah, I didn't want to just
likely.
like whip that out.
It's just goo at this point in your bag.
Yeah.
No.
No.
No. So Cedric, if you might be able to maybe look for some icons that match this, or if you have anything off the top of your head, to be appreciated. But we've been pretty stumped with this, and this just kind of came up out of the ground. And where we're from, there's a little bit of a a worry going on about what's coming from underneath, and we just need to know if this is, random, if he maybe fell on a hot fire that happened to look exactly like a hand with an eyeball in the middle of it, or I'm sure you're aware things get a little more suspicious.
Cosmo wanders over and he tries to jump to whisper. He says,
Hey, Glenn, should we ask him about the tattered lord?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. We actually made some friends on our way into town. I don't think they were yours because they didn't come with us, and I hope they weren't yours because they're not making it back. But
Pulled all their pants down to eat the last piece of the bread bowl.
he did. Their pants are thoroughly down. Have you ever heard of the Tattered Lord? He might be from around here. He might just be.
Yeah, not offhand. I don't know. But I'd be happy to look it up. Yeah. So let me take a look in the library, and I'll see if I have any mithril. And no promises, but I'll do my best. And yeah, just check back in before you leave. And
right, much obliged, Cedric. We will be back. Thank you.
As
Cedric.
As we start to walk away, Glenn sends Poe to sneak behind Cedric and see what's in the stuff that his uncle has. See if it's like Bilbo Baggins just brought back like
skeleton of Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah, is there just like a dragon in there that like we can just be taken with us? So Poe's gonna go do some investigating.
Okay, cool.
I still see a raven. Like I don't see.
Yeah.
All right. When he's in hamster form, he's Pamster.
All right. You're lucky. I had Leon roll to see if he was gonna squash that gerbil, but he did not see it.
Oh, sketchy as fuck.
That's fair.
Cool. Yeah. So that's going on. So you guys are heading over to Molly's house.
Yep.
Awesome. Yep. Yeah. You guys get about. I'd say you get about
for everybody who's watching.
I'd say you guys get about to location 1 over there in front of Alice's cabin, and you run into Molly, who is just kind of like, she seems to like not like be stressing out, but definitely seems like she's looking. And as soon as she sees you, she's like, "Oh, thank God! I'm so glad I caught you before you left. I really wanted to. There's no way I can ever thank you enough for what you've done for James and for myself and for this town. When this all started happening, and when James got bit, and now that I know I also have been infected with the were tiger, lycanthropy. I didn't think that there was any chance that we'd be able to live peacefully in this town anymore. And now, thanks to you, we can. So I only have this, but just please take it. And she kind of like, who is close? Actually, she's going to go to Cosmo because Cosmo interacted with her most. And she's just going to kind of like take your hand and put in your hand. And what it is it's this like amulet with seemingly like it's almost like the brooch with like the side profile face and like kind of the ivory, but it got like a silver kind of outlining it. But the face is like, seems like it's some sort of coat of arms. It's like a family heirloom. And it's like a silvered amulet with like a white ivory coat of arms built into it.
Wow, Molly, you don't have to do this. This seems very important.
It is important, but it was from my husband's side of the family, and I think that it's important. I need you to take it's always brought me luck. It's always brought our family luck, and unfortunately it doesn't seem to be helping us as of late. So I think that it's time that it finds a new home. And it's the most valuable thing I have, and I need to give you something to thank you.
That is very, very appreciative of you. I'm just so relieved to see that you and your son James will be safe, and I will always remember you, and this will remind me to pray for your family, and to regularly stop by Whitport whenever possible to check on you.
Please do.
Do we see James at all?
No, James doesn't seem to be there.
Okay.
Do you want to talk to James? Should I summon James from my?
You can't do that. That's not
Would
how it
you
works.
like to talk to James?
He's the DM. He can do whatever he wants.
You can't just summon players.
I could
Nope,
watch
nope,
this.
I'm good.
Look at
He's
this.
there.
Nope. You guys see a tiger over to side? Nope. I just willed it out of existence. It died. You watched the light go into its eyes, and then I just snuffed it out. It's gone.
Blinked, gone forever.
That's it.
Forever.
Awesome. Is there anything else you guys want to do before you head back to Cedric's?
Yeah, I do want to go to crap. What is their names? Gary and Linda's house.
Okay. Cool.
What?
Hell yeah. Okay, we solved it. Sorry.
We did it.
Go to Gary and Linda's house and knock on the door.
What number is?
Bring
what
Rangram with
number is
It's
that?
10. It's 10. It was Bella's, the
Bella's
girl who got
parents.
murdered.
Oh, okay.
Parents.
Okay.
You think it was just a random people that I made up?
Solid pull. I'm gonna go talk to old man Jenkins on the other side of the river. Never talked to him, but I'm gonna do it. I know he's there.
Oh man.
Yeah, you knock on the door, and they actually it doesn't seem like anyone's home.
Okay. I take one of my daggers out and I look to Rangram and go, I think we did them a service, but they're probably gonna have some questions when they start seeing James around town. Wish we
Right.
could have had a chance to smooth this over, but maybe a small gift will help them keep, priorities in check. And I take a bag of gold. I take like 5 gold and I just nail it into the door.
Rangram would do the same, leave another 5 gold
You
next to it.
actually see what looks like a very like stocky orcish man wearing like pretty nice but also like you can tell they're pretty old, probably been passed down, these kind of like black gownish clothing, like not ceremonial but just like very formal clothing. Seems to be walking down the path towards you, and his eyes seem to be kind of like he's holding like flowers, like he clearly picked up off the side of the road and is just kind of like walking down towards you, and his eyes seem to be kind of red, and he's just kind of like walking.
Hey, old fellow, do you know if they're home?
They're at the funeral.
Funeral.
There's a funeral.
Bella's funeral. They're burying her just outside of town. And he like completely completely breaks down, and he just kind of like keeps walking past as he's like
Which
falling.
way? Which way? Can you?
He's just going north and is like crying very audibly.
Well.
He's walking north up the path towards outside of town. And as you look,
I think we let this one go. I think we
Right. Well, there's money at the door. We know they're not going, and we just carry on.
start making our way back towards Cedric.
Right.
Cool.
Let's go.
Awesome. Yeah, you you quickly make your way back to Cedric's. It's not very far away. And as you're coming out, or as you're kind of walking up, you can see that Cedric is walking on the house, and he has like a stack of like at least 3 books in his hand, and he's just kind of like has one open, and as he's walking, he's just kind of like reading it, and he sets 2 of them down, and then he's sitting in the chair across from Leon, who seems to just be kind of hanging out at this point. And yeah, he's just kind of sits down, and he's invested in this book that he's reading.
What did Poe see anything? Did Pamster see anything?
Pamster.
So Poe would have seen him digging through. Here, do an investigation check or something.
Oh shit! I need to look up. Oh sweet, natural 18.
Pretty
I'll look
strong.
up
Pretty strong.
stats for a hamster if you need me to, but let's
They're
just say it's,
it would be a minus at best.
Yeah, I think it's fine. With an 18, you would have seen that there's like just like these closets are, while the rest of this house is extremely clean, the closet seems to just be like full, at least the one he opened up is just full of like someone's belongings that have not been gone through, and they're just like stacked willy-nilly and haphazard in these closets. And he would have seen Cedric digging through it for a little while and then getting fed up and like getting disgusted by how much just like dust and crap he's covered in, and then would close the door and then have gone over into the library, where then he pulled a couple books down and came back outside.
Okay. Cool. Good to know. As we see them approach, Glenn goes, "Hey, Cedric, got your nose buried in a good book. Read anything interesting for us?"
And he kind of responds to you without actually looking up. And he's, yeah, actually, this is, I can't find a lot, but I have found a mention of a tattered lord. It's, when you brought up them being from around here, they're from this legend is from Sakal, but it's very old. It's probably well over a lifespan from ago, and all I can find is mention of a fallen lord who found a way to live beyond death that went by the name the Tattered Lord, but there hasn't been any mention of him in over 100 years.
Wow.
That's interesting. They say anything about what kind of lord he was? If he, after a lifetime, and my kind of time is a long time, but if it's, a human, that's but a blink of an eye.
Yeah, it seems that it says that the term fallen generally means that they were of power and lost it somehow, or chose to lose it, or lost it because of their deeds. But in this context, there's not a lot. They're mentioned only in kind of passing, which leads me to believe that they were essentially a kind of tertiary character to history kind of a situation. There's not much else in here, but the living beyond death, there's no, it kind of mentions that they were able to gain power of some sort and gain a following, but that's about it. That's all I have.
Did you get a where those lords might have hailed from? Those from the north, those from the south, just around the corner?
That's the thing. I was looking actually for that. I was trying to find any kind of mention of it, but there's no mention of what township or what kind of lord, where this lord hailed from of any kind, or which kingdom even. They could have come from somewhere else and been a lord somewhere else and come here. Who knows?
In my experience, any type of lord that's keeping their
say that again.
Their doings under wrap, it's generally going to be a bad news. Cosmo, you're saying that this lord might have been from another town or another place.
Another place. That's okay.
Does that mean something to you?
Nope, not right now. But I'll get back to you.
Well, all right then.
As for the symbol, I looked through a lot of my iconography and symbology texts, and I can't find. There's a lot of similar iconography, but of hands with eyes. It's something that pops up commonly throughout, through history. It's a people generally use it as some sort of symbol of power or ownership over things. But this symbol being oriented the way it is unique, and I would start to question whether or not this is a hand, what this symbol is. But aside from that, I would guess that it's either not from Sakal, or was so minor that it never made into the books. Or I will admit, I don't have a lot of knowledge from below the surface. The Underdark is still a mystery that we're trying to unravel these days, and most of my texts are from the surface.
And you said
Hey.
that there was no mention of him from more than 100 years ago. That was the last mention of him.
Yeah, the text that I'm reading this out of is an older book, but it even by the time this book was written, it was a legend at that point.
Right. And you just kind of see Cosmo turn. He just kind of buries his nose in this journal of his.
Glenn looks at Rangrim. Goes, you hear that, Rangrim? You're a bit of novelty up here. Any wise wisdom you want to impart on Cedric? Cedric, you look like an individual who likes to collect knowledge as well as learn new knowledge. Rangrim's, I'm sure, full of it.
Oh
The
yeah,
Underdark sucks.
Well, there you have it.
That is what I have heard, that it has gotten worse, and since the Sundering occurred,
Wasn't always bad until the Sundering, and it was chaos. Sucked before, definitely sucks now.
That is what I've heard, that when the gods died, the slight chaotic control that existed down there, and don't mean to offend in any way, shape, or form, and whatever deity you've believed in before, but it seems that it's made chaos look like the most orderly thing imaginable.
You hit it right on the head, Caesar.
Seems like you already know what you need to know, but we'll see if we can't find anything else about the Underdark and send it over your way. Maybe you can write some tomes in our name. Make sure we don't end up like this tattered lord forgotten.
Hey, if you ever happen to find yourself in the Underdark, there are libraries down there, so I will happily buy any books that you might feel like bringing back.
I find it hard to believe there's libraries. Rangrim can't read, and he's the smartest Underdark I've met to this day.
I can't read common.
The smartest Underdark I've met.
I can't read common. I can read undercommon.
Yeah, don't make fun of me, friend.
That tracks. And
he can read. Just tell him. He can read. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just saying, it doesn't make it true, Cosmo. You know this.
What matters is he can read Dwarvish. Okay, you lazy elf.
I take out a piece of paper and I write on it in undercommon, and I hand it to Glenn. I'm like, "Can you read that?"
Can I read undercommon?
God, I hope you can. That'd be so fucking funny.
Oh, I can.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
I tell him, like, that D's backwards, but we'll get there, bud. And I look back to Cedric and say, Cedric, we've got a head to go with this bounty, but you mind signing off on it for us as well? Because generally, if you show up to the Royal Guard with just a head, they get a little upset about it. You mind?
Yeah, absolutely.
Putting your stamp on it?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me the bounty writ. I'll make sure. And so he signs his name and then writes like a little thing, like, which is actually probably not very what normally happens, but writes like a little note, like, did really well, really proud of these boys, like blah blah blah. Like it's just super.
He has killed.
Yeah, has like very like he's very very happy with this thing. So he's writing kind of in the margins, like, oh yeah, these guys did a great job, give them lots of money, like that kind of shit.
It was a great year. Hope to see you next year.
I believe Cedric was housing our cart for us.
Yeah, your horse and your cart are tied up outside.
Okay.
Thank you, Cedric.
Appreciate it, Cedric. And I start walking towards the cart.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys just loading up, getting ready to go?
I think so.
Sweet.
Does everything look the same in the cart? Did anybody fucks with our shit?
No, he painted it. It's blue now.
Hell yeah, everything's blue. I'm in. Wait, we rented this. Are we allowed to do that?
No, I'm kidding. He didn't paint it blue. He did not.
We have to give back the security deposit.
You guys have only been here for like a day. So.
That's true. Damn, we're efficient.
Yeah, you guys are super efficient.
Solved.
Extremely efficient.
All right, I take helm guiding the cart again, I guess. Just everybody hop in or just
You head to the cart head.
the cart head.
Wait for
Yeah.
me.
Rangren
Awesome.
hops in and looks at Glenn and goes, "How much gold?"
That's a great question.
300 gold in that bag.
I'd say there's about 220 gold in this bag.
Insight check.
God,
Oh shit.
Glenn, we need to talk about how you keep stealing from all them. Still can't believe you took the whistle from Rangrim.
10 against your insight.
11. I rolled a 5, but I have a plus
Yes.
6.
Wait, did you give me bless?
Oh no,
No,
no.
only himself.
Anti-bless.
He cast Bane on you.
Bane.
All right. Glenn gets like a little shit-eating smile, like a little. You see a little like smile turn up in his corner of his
Oh,
mouth,
yeah?
like, all right,
200 gold. 200.
It's a little closer to 3. Well, you can go ahead and take count, and I hand him the bag of gold, and I,
Awesome.
And I, yeah.
Are you which exit are you heading out the way you came, which would have been like down the main road, or are you heading out the northern exit?
Definitely. I don't know. I was gonna say the main road. Should we look at the map? Do we need to look at the map?
Oh yeah, can we see the full map?
Map right here. Okay.
We don't really have a reason to go north, right?
Well, only because the coin.
But the coin said mountains and it was cold, which that's a really strong counter argument. Now that I look at the map and I see that there's a lot of mountains to the north.
I will say that's pretty far travel, though.
I'll just say I don't like.
You guys are also going in relatively blind.
Yeah, I kind of degaff about the person on the other side of the coin right now.
Okay.
Glenn does not care.
So where are we? We're at
As much
30.
as I would love for you guys just to spend the next 5 episodes walking around and fighting off the fucking frostbite up in those mountains.
We just
We're-
pull
Then
a
we go back to
Skyrim.
Tin Town.
We just pull a Skyrim and do every side quest and
Just
then fight the
horse-
first dragon and
Right.
just like punch it to death.
Just jank your horse up the fucking mountain.
What? We're at 35.
Yes, you're at 35 currently right now, and
Okay.
the and
Yeah, let's-
14 is Tin Town.
Okay.
And you said it was about a day's travel? Or
It
3 days
is.
travel?
It is. So you'll have to take a rest halfway.
Okay, so it's 2 days travel. Okay, yeah, I say we go back to Tin Town.
Did we get
Oh.
any mithril? We didn't
Yeah,
even
just wanted to
ask.
that.
Oh, yeah, shit, I completely forgot. So he would have told you that he wasn't able to find any, unfortunately.
Damn.
You alluded to that by saying you got fed up, but
Okay.
yeah, I say we head out the road we came down towards Tin Town.
Awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
Sweet. So that means you go out the cobblestone way. You pass by those shitty dogs they're not like, they seem actually pretty hungry now. Like they don't seem like they're really getting. They seem like they're kind of waiting around Joseph's little meat area. But yeah, as you go out of town, you just kind of head back down the road that you came in on, which kind of winds out and around the town and runs along the forested area that is kind of surrounding the Von Hurst Lock. So you're kind of like the forest is between you and the Von Hurst Lock at this point. You're north of the forest, and so you're traveling. Is there anything that you want to do during the day or during the travel before like getting to the point where you just take a rest or whatever?
Rangrim would have divvied up the gold, 100 apiece, and handed it to everybody.
Does
That's
it
noble of you.
does it check it out? Was it even, Rengrim?
Oh, of course. Glenn's is light by 20 gold.
Glenn would count and notice that and just kind of chuckles and shoots Rangrim a wink.
And I throw the other bag with the additional 20 coins in it
Oh,
at
nice.
him.
That
Hey man, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Am I right?
Oh, I guess.
I don't think I'm not a cheater. It's
Are you
just
guys-
not in my nature.
Are you guys casting? I know we talked about it, but are you guys casting Identify on any of the items you picked up or taking a look at them?
I can't at this time because I'm driving a
Gotcha.
cart.
Okay.
I could cast Identify. once.
And all the money's gone.
And then
Oh yeah, we were supposed to see if you could get a pearl. That didn't
yeah, I
happen.
forgot about that too.
Yeah, so did I. Damn
It's
it.
the pearl, and I don't know what it identify is. It's just it's above me pay grade.
Okay.
Pearl's
worries.
just this beautiful little piece of tail back in town. I'll introduce you.
I wasn't asking about the pearl. Whatever. Just drive.
like to-
Just drive.
Glenn looks to Rangrim. Rangrim, I know if you noticed this big old hunk of piece of metal on my back, but I saw some of the work you're doing back in Magic's shop, and I noticed you might have a keen eye for some of that craftsmanship. You mind taking a look at it, seeing if you can't tune it up a little bit, make it a little sharper, maybe give it some
After
nice
you s-
inlay?
After you
With
stole
pleasure.
that whistle from him, you gonna ask him to carve your shit?
He doesn't know.
free?
He doesn't know that.
Yeah, he doesn't know it.
Yeah, Rangrim was totally oblivious to the whistle theft, and this is like his bag. He's very excited to absolutely.
Awesome.
Now
So that way he can pass the time doing something.
Now, be extra careful, please, because we only get one of these in our lifetime, and if I have to go back and try to find another
Oh
one,
no!
I'm going to have a really, really bad time, and you're going to have equally as bad. And I, like, very carefully hand it over to him and do that whole, like, do you have it? Do you? And let go.
Give it to me.
He's
And I
got
very
it.
nervously drive the horses the rest of the way.
Nice. So you're so I assume that, what kind of like setup would you do to do that? Are you carving it while like on the cart, or are you holding onto it?
I would probably, if doing like some sort of engraving, Rangrim would be kind of sitting in the cart, like Indian style, with it draped across his lap, maybe something supporting the other end of it,
Mhm.
and like very focused using his smith's tools. He'd be engraving probably like a were tiger onto it, because he just marked a were tiger with it or something
Cool.
sick like that.
Some traditional like tattoo artwork, like
With a
Yeah.
tiger. That's rad. No, that's really awesome. So you spend some time doing that, and like you really get into it, and you don't probably don't notice that it's like it's starting to get dark. Like it's the day is passing, and so it's kind of like dusk when you're riding down the road, and you start hearing this like cackling kind of like distant laughter from from in the distance, and you can see.
Oh, that's right. I heard this on the way into town.
You can
I did not tell you
see-
guys about that.
You can see a couple forms that seem to be kind of crouched over, or like they're kind of like moundish in the distance on the pathway just off the path.
I slow the horse's pace when I see them. I say, boys, I think we might have some company.
Rangrim would take Glenn's weapon and just hand it to him, and he'll look in the direction of the Cackles to see if I can notice anything about the
right. Yeah.
forms.
Cosmo-
They look menacing.
Cosmo
Yeah.
looks up from his book.
Let's get some perception checks going on here. Roll those bones.
Night plank.
20. Dirty 20.
Nah,
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20 on my perception check.
nice. BK, what'd you get?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, two dirty 20s.
I got a 16.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So you guys can all kind of see it as you're looking a little bit closer now and really focusing. You can see that it seems to be a couple different forms. Actually, it looks like one person is kind of sitting on the ground, and there is someone else bending over them. And actually, behind that, there seems to be a horse that is kind of like very stout, like a stock horse kind of thing, and seems to be just laden down with lots of packs of different things. And so it's like the way that the kind of the perspective of it originally made it look like one big mound, but it's actually like three individual forms.
So is it, just for the visual, is it like the person sitting with their back to the horse who's off the trail, and then there's a person
Yep.
on the trail
So-
like leaning over towards them?
Yep. So if you were looking straight at it, there's the person bending down with their back to you, like seems to be bending over this person who's sitting on the ground, and then behind both of them, silhouetted would be the horse.
Okay.
The packs.
I bring the cart to basically like a walk almost, like if
Right.
basically as slow as the cart can go without it not stopping.
Okay.
As we
I'm gonna
approach
hop. I'm gonna hop out, Glenn. I'm gonna walk along the side of the cart.
Hold on 1 minute before we do that.
What say?
I'm gonna cast aid on the whole party.
Nice. You guys
That
have
increase
a
your maximum HP by 5 for the next 8 hours.
Oh damn!
been aided. That's really rad.
I'm about that AIDS.
Cleric life, man. Look at that cleric stuff.
Whoop.
Tight. Okay.
Hell yeah, grip and rip it.
As we approach, do I notice? Does it look like it's like a transaction going on? If like the horse is like really laden, does it look like it's like a traveling merchant?
How close are you getting?
I mean, it's on the road, so
Right.
it's on the path. I would
For
say
sure.
probably by like 30 feet. I try to like
Okay.
really start picking out
By 30
like,
feet.
tight details.
Yep, by 30 feet. I'm just going to go with the same perception checks because you guys have been consistently looking at them. And so you all would see this. As you're getting closer, there's an older, looks like an older gentleman that is kind of bending over this figure, and the person on the ground is just has their head back in like these like shrieking cackles. And as you're now getting closer, you're realizing that they seem to be wearing this very familiar soldier armor that you saw before. And you recognize this person as essentially being part of that group that assailed you when you were making your way to Whitport.
And that person's cackling?
That person is cackling, and they seem like emaciated, almost like they're like
Wait,
almost like they're like they're dried up. Like they seem like very like wasting away kind of thing.
like,
So what about
hold
this?
on. Like it's somebody that we fought before,
One of them got away.
Yeah.
but we didn't see them.
You never saw them, but they're wearing the same armor as the people that you that assailed, which is it's the soldier armor, the Imperial soldier armor, but it's
Okay.
got like holes in it and it's tattered and it's like
And
beat up.
perforated.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Just check. Just
And
just
what
just
about
checking.
what about the hunched over, like the person standing over him? What do they look like?
It's an older man and they seem to have their arm on them and they're like, are you okay? Are you okay? And like as he's kind of hearing you come up, like he's looking around like, oh, thank God. There's something wrong with this man. I just came upon him, but he's got a sickness of some sort.
Are they both wearing matching uniforms?
This older man seems to be wearing just like gray brown slack cloth, and seems to be like very merchant garby. Has like
Okay.
seems like he has wares for trading slung over this horse from
Okay.
the look of it.
Okay. Hey.
Good.
No. Okay. I was gonna say. Hey. What's your name there, friend?
Actually wrote a name down for this.
That's all right. I'll hold.
My name's Kurt.
Kurt, yeah, very nice to meet you, Kurt. My name's Cosmo. These is my comrades. I'm gonna go ahead and ask you to just go ahead and back on up from my friend there. Let's just leave him be.
Oh, you know him. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay. Yeah, I need to I was afraid that I was gonna be late. So if you have this under control, I'll head on my way.
Well, let me hold on there. I'd just like to ask a couple of quick questions before you run off. But
You're just going full cop on this guy. All right, stay over here. Just hands where you see him.
Put your hands on the horse.
I just don't.
Lawful good.
Yeah, it's true.
I look to Rangrim and kind of give him an eye, like, is any of this adding up? And then I do not take my eyes off the creepy old man.
I just don't want you to get hurt there, Kurt.
I appreciate that. I don't want to get hurt either. I don't want any trouble. I just stopped because he seemed like he needed help.
Yeah, no, we greatly appreciate you stopping to help. And I just want to ask, hold on there. Let's just, and then I come over and I check on the guy. Like,
okay. What are you doing to check on him?
what do I see? Just, I step up to him. I haven't touched him. What do I see?
Yeah. You see a wasted away figure wearing armor that's probably pretty loose on them at this point.
Wasted away.
They have a crossbow slung over their back.
Okay.
And they seem to be just like their head is completely back in this cackling laughter, and that's what they're just sitting on the ground like this, like sitting up, but they're just kind of like head up like this in a very very probably disturbing and inhumanly way. Very.
But do they look like they're dying?
I mean, yeah.
They just look like they're laughing.
They look like they look like they're but they look like they're wasting away. This person looks like they haven't eaten in days.
Oh. Okay.
That's it. Just like they look like they're wasting away. They're skin and bone, and they're just very ill looking.
Right. And okay. So then at that point, I just kind of hey, mate, what's going on? You all right? And I just kind of give him a little nudge with my foot.
Okay. The second that you touch them, their head snaps down to look straight at you. And they stop laughing. And their face spreads into this like smile that kind of creeps way up their face. And do you have any kind of dagger or knife on your belt?
No.
Okay. They grab a knife, a dagger off of their belt, and then just pull it up and just slash it across their own throat. And like they're enough to where like their head kind of goes back a little bit, and they just start like again with that like nasty laughter that's now gurgly and wet sounding, and you probably are splashed with blood as this figure is just kind of like head lolling to the side now, doing this gurgling laughing. And after about a couple seconds, the laughing kind of slows down, and then they just fall backwards.
Jeez,
What
Cosmo, what did you say?
Fuck.
I just kind of turn and I look back at Glenn, and I'm just like, I didn't say anything, mate. I just was trying to see if he was okay, and he just decided he wanted to end his own life. I don't know what the fuck I did. This is disgusting, for one. And what should I do now?
Kurt, you
Oh my god, what the fuck? Here? What is this? What happened? I just came across him. I don't want anything to do with this. I can't. And he's like packing up his bag. He's like, I can't. He's like got blood splattered on him. He seems like he's freaking the fuck out at this point. He's just trying to get the fuck out of there.
Kurt, calm down. You said you're on your way to somewhere. You headed towards Whitport? You going the same direction we are?
Yeah, I don't even, hold on. I think
you don't know where he's going?
No, I don't know where he's going. I'm headed to Whitport from the Ebon Ridge.
The Ebon Ridge, nice. It's beautiful up there. Well, we were just in Whitport, and I gotta tell you, it gets a little hairy along the road there. Why don't you take it real slow? But looks like you have some wares you might be trying to get rid of. Anything worth trading? Maybe a little bit of a discount now it's got that tainted blood all over it.
It's mostly just flour and grain.
It's a real bummer to hear you have nothing. All right, have a safe trip. Good luck with the laughing people.
So sad to hear that you have that useless trash. All right, bye. Enjoy the blood. Yeah, he loads up and starts and just kind of heads off and is like looking back at you guys like multiple times, like, what the fuck just happened,
just,
kind of
like
thing.
Casually just waving, like, hey, have a good time. Yeah. And as he's like leaving, do I notice anything on his cart that looks not like flour? And
it's not a cart. He has a horse.
Sorry, his horse. Yeah, sorry.
It just looks like there's sacks of grain and flour just thrown over the side of it. Yeah. I mean, there could be other things in the sack, but they look like sacks of grain and flour.
And I like yelled to him, like, make sure when you get into town, you say hi to Jody for us.
Did we investigate this friend here on the floor?
No, after you fainted and just woke back up, we haven't yet. We'll do so right now.
That's all right. Leave it be. Don't touch it. The last time I touched it, it slit his throat.
You know what? That is a good excuse. I will be using that one. It slit its own throat.
It did. I just trying to see if I could shake it out of this funny laughter. I'm sure it heard about the Cinderella.
It did it itself. And Rangram looks at Glenn and winks.
Yeah, and I do the nose thing to Rangram. Cut his own throat. Got it.
Right.
We'll do that all the time.
Take a step back there, Cosmo. I got a little way to maybe do some investigation without actually touching it ourselves.
I like it when
We're not supposed to touch it. Rangrim's just kind of kicking his leg.
I couldn't even finish that sentence.
Where are you going, Cosmo? I cast Mage Hand and I start to
take a step. I take a solid dwarf step back. I that's really about all I give.
Nice, just a solid. So a 3/4 step.
Pretty much.
A little half step.
A little half.
Yeah. So you rummage through this figure's clothing, and you aside from essentially, tattered soldier gear, that Imperial soldier gear, and the dagger, and then a crossbow, it's not a heavy crossbow, it's just like a regular sized crossbow that was on this guy's back. All of this stuff is like military issue for the Empire, and aside from that, you don't really find anything special on them.
Any of you God-fearing individuals get any weird vibes from this body? It does not seem like he passed of natural causes.
You mean weird vibes from the guy that was sitting here laughing his balls off and then cut his throat? Nah, pretty standard. And Rangram just under his breath like, what the fuck? And just goes back to the cart.
I'm trying to pull up the rest of my character sheet. Here, hold on.
I was wondering if you're gonna cast your spell.
I will.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah.
Can either of you guys see maybe some good and or evil?
Can you see anything in between? Just like whatever one.
Maybe if you could detect it.
That's what I'm trying. It's just taking a quick minute here. Give me a second. Yes. Yes. I cast Detect Good and Evil. It's dead, so I don't suspect that it can roll any sort of a saving throw.
No,
it's a strong counter argument.
Yes. So okay. So what you get off of is as soon as you cast a spell, this thing lights up and you get just the nastiest vibes from it. I would use the term desecrated as for what this thing you get the vibes of, and you get strong necromantic powers off of this thing.
That's real nasty, bro. I'm just really into posy vibes only, so it's just
yeah, just trying to keep everything posy,
This is this is not good vibes, and I'm a good vibes only kind of guy. And
I like to stay by those good vibrations.
This is real bad. Real bad. It's necrotic. It's necromantic. It's gross. It's not romantic. It's necromantic.
I do like that necromantic has romantic in it. Think about it.
That's disgusting.
Well, I appreciate the heads up. I definitely agree with you on that one. Bad vibes all around. Why don't we maybe stay away from this one? But
should we just leave it here on the road?
I'm not touching it.
I ain't touching it. I touched it once already.
I mean, we could burn it.
That seems fair. I don't want anybody else touching it. Somebody else cast Fireball.
All right, and Rangram casts Searing Smite and hits it with his Warhammer.
Jesus. Amazing.
That just makes it immediately burst into flames. That's what Searing Smite does.
Amazing. Yeah.
As Glenn is reaching down to take the crossbow off of it, it just explodes. I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh shit! You wanted that?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
You don't want that. We'll get you a better one. It's all right.
We solved the problem. Got it.
Yes, problem solved. We'll get you another crossbow. I think I got some gold around here.
And
you guys didn't take any of the equipment?
Not anymore.
Did you end up leaving the equipment at the town that you had collected? Okay.
Nope, still in the cart. So I get into the cart and I looked at Cosmo and said, "Hey, you hopping in?"
Yes, I'll hop in here. But it's nearly dark, isn't it? We might want to try and find a place to camp out, or are we gonna try and drive all night?
I mean,
Good
last
question.
time we took a nap, didn't go so hot for the rest of us, but
I nearly passed out.
You did. You took a little nap.
I took a little nap.
I think we might be able to get most of the way home. But if you think we should pull over, maybe we'll set up a little bit of a perimeter this time.
I just with all of the things about the tattered lord around there, I don't know if I want to stop. But
I don't think it's a good idea. Those other blokes said that we were gonna die. Something about a tattered lord. Cecil seems to think he's like a really old guy, and then this guy laughing his balls off. I'm not sleeping a wink.
That's a strong argument there, my friend. Well, why don't I take a quick little nap, and you guys take the first watch, and we can rotate and ride this one through.
Nice. Sweet. So I will just need I guess a perception check from whoever's taking the first watch.
are we still driving though?
Take it.
Yeah, I'll need at least, if you guys are riding through the night, I'll need a check from all of you, all three of you, at least once.
I'm just. That was mostly a question.
Yeah. I think we should ride all the way through.
So if I took the first watch, that would be a 14.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so you Glenn settles in, and Cosmo, I don't know if you're sleeping. I don't know if you need to sleep, but I guess, would you just be going to sleep as well, or what? Trying to?
Yeah, I suppose so. Because I mean, no, I can stay up with him, right? Because I'm on. The elf can do the rest.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. And I it's not like you guys are going to a place where you're going back to Tin Town essentially. So like you're going back to rest. So like you'll be tired by the time you get there. But
Perception is a 17.
Okay, cool. So with that, you ride for maybe another like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, not very long before you start recognizing the area you're at, and you're noticing that, oh, this is where you pulled off for the camp before. And as you're going by it, you start hearing these like deep growling and scratching noises coming from in the trees from where you would have been where you guys had camped that first night.
Rengrim, are you hearing that?
Yeah. I think it's tigers again.
I don't think it's tigers, mate.
It's Tony the Tiger.
That's great.
You need like 14 more R's in there.
That's great.
Great.
Great. The best I got.
Great. Yeah, that's very good.
Rengrim, do we just try to keep driving, or do we stop? It's kind of, and like I pull out my weapon.
How far from Tin Town are we?
You are 7 hours from this point, because it was 8. It was 8 hours from there to there. So, no, sorry, I apologize. No, it's you are still probably about 12 hours away.
12 hours away. Well, we're certainly not making camp here.
That's right.
Oh, elf! And I just kind of accidentally like ball tap Glenn when I try to wake him up.
I'm awake. I just snap away. I'm like, yeah, what's up?
You hear this shit?
Yeah, roll me a perception, Glenn.
I don't hear this shit. I got a 7.
One thing that is kind of odd that you really haven't heard something like this before, but you're hearing like these intermittent, like kind of, it's like this low, almost like a flutish kind of sound, like a hollow noise that's kind of incorporated into the growls and the almost like a kind of bird call that's or a bird noise that's also like, it's deep, and it's also kind of incorporated into the growls and the scratching noises that you're hearing from coming from within
Hey, Glenn, or was it Rangrim? I don't remember who has it. There was a whistle. Joseph had a whistle, didn't he? We have that. Do we have the whistle?
Oh yeah, I think I have it, and Rangrim's looking for it.
I cast Mage Hand and pull it out of my pocket and kind of like float it next to like his shoulder, and like I try to place it in his hand while he's going like this, as if he just like found it in his own hand.
Okay. Sleight of hand.
Oh shit, that's a 2. So like a 6 probably.
Okay. So.
Oh, a 9. Holy crap, my sleight of hand's great.
I
rolled a natural 2 and got a 9.
So I'll say that you floated over there, and you're not able to like pull off the clean like thing you want, but as he's like looking around and moving, he knocks it out of the mage hand's hand and knocks it across the floor. I don't know how you would react to that, Rangram, but
See, I told you I had it. I don't know where, but I had it.
That's my boy.
Is it in the front or did it fall into the back? When
it would have just fallen. It would have just fallen wherever he probably knocked it forward in front of him.
Probably like fell in my lap. I'm like, see.
There it is. There it is. What if we blow that thing on the green setting? Do it on the green one.
Sure, and I just do it.
I mean, last time we
Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you hear everything like this whistle just it's like this, so it's on the green setting, so it's this like high pitch, like piercing sound that echoes through the trees and just kind of like it goes across the land and into the darkness, and then you hear everything get quiet, and then you hear the sound of the rustling getting coming towards you, and the sound of very heavy footfalls as a pretty big form comes bursting out of the trees towards your cart, and we are going to have to roll for initiative.
Fuck.
The
hey,
map,
we hear something. Let's make noise.
the map is not going to make the most sense, to be quite honest, to everyone that's in the chat. That's the limitation of things like prepping maps before this, but use your imagination.
Are we hopping into Astral?
Yeah. We're hopping into
Yeah.
Astral.
All right. Yeah. I'll get over there in a second. Hold on. Son of a bitch.
I feel like
see if I can quickly change this map.
Had slowed down the cart and tried to be sneaky about it.
I was just trying to soothe things. It was just, you know,
Yeah.
Green means go.
No.
Means kill.
No. The red one was the bad setting.
No, red is stop. It was in when they went crazy, he had the green one pushed in.
No.
Did I have it backwards? Okay. Either way, I mean, it's so
we pushed the red one in to stop them from being were-tigers.
No, that's not what he said.
was it backwards?
It's
You got it twisted. Either way, I will say that it would not have had any bearing on the situation.
Well, yeah, we blew a whistle in the forest.
Yes. You don't have any idea what that whistle actually does as far as like what enchantments are on it. So I will say that it wouldn't have had any bearing on the situation.
Rangrim blew it. I just was asking if we had it.
I love it. It's the best thing ever.
Fuck.
That was just
So we're gonna pretend that y'all got a little bit closer to that old campsite you were in.
perfect.
Yeah, that's what we're dealing with here. And I'm gonna put y'all's kids over here in the tree areas, and we'll just you got a good old beautiful owly bear,
Wonderful.
who seems to have been gorging itself on some leftover meat in this campsite.
Damn it.
Some guys with no pants.
I was gonna say
just
does he have pants
going for the
like
sweetest
dangling
meat
from his mouth?
Yeah, going for the sweetest meat.
The Tin Town hot dog cart strikes again.
Oh, we need to start that.
Oof.
There's some
I still want Beard and Beautiful to be a thing.
I got a 23 for my initiative.
Woo!
I got
doing it.
Cosmo has a 15.
I got an 18.
Hey,
I'm on
Rangrim.
initiative this time. Not dead last on initiative.
Yeah, usually it's a single digit for you. Bangarang, what'd you get?
15.
I
am
you guys around
going-
a little bit. There you go.
To move. It's gonna take my full speed and move 30 feet towards this bush. Move
Scope that
here.
bush.
And I'm gonna do two things. As my first action, I am going to cast. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, I'm gonna, as an action, cast Minor Illusion, and I'm going to create just a barrel.
Nice. In front. Oh, cool. In front of you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a barrel in front of me, and I'm gonna take my bonus action to hide.
That's some fucking sneaky shit. I like that.
Like it.
And I am going to hide.
Sweet.
And I rolled ass for stealth.
Let me see. I don't think the passive perception for this is very good.
12. Don't they have keen sense or some shit? Pretty
Oh
sure
yeah, they
Owlbear's
do
gonna
actually.
just dick on us.
Yeah, sight and smell. They know that you're there. It's cool.
Yeah, probably.
For
I got a
sure.
12 for my stealth check.
It's
And
fine.
that is my turn.
Sweet. Rangrim.
Rangrim.
So is this a free action, or we are in initiative, correct?
You're in initiative, yeah. He just rolled like complete ass and is at the bottom of it. He rolled a 3.
All
Got
right.
+1.
So what is it? Shift click again, so I can see the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shift
sorry.
and then just like start on yourself and then hold shift.
Why are we so spread out?
You don't have to be. I can move you a little bit closer.
No,
There you
that
go.
would make sense for me. Rangrim's gonna get right here, looking directly at the owl bear, and I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at it.
Nice. Hell yeah. Get it.
That is a regular old spell attack.
It's nighttime, right?
Natural
Yes.
20.
Oh,
Natty
ow.
20. Nice.
Ouch.
Natural 20. So it's 46.
Oh.
16 damage, and then if we're doubling that up,
Yeah.
32.
Yeah. Yeah, you blast this thing with Guiding Bolt. And actually, what is the description of what does Guiding Bolt look like?
It's a flash of light that shoots towards it.
Does it
Very
And
much just
illuminates
like
it?
Yep, it's radiant damage, and as a side effect, there's a lingering, dim, glittering light around it that gives the next attack against it advantage until
Fuck yeah.
the end of my next turn.
That's a good ass spell.
All
Your-
attacks until the end of your next turn has advantage.
The
on
next
it.
attack until the end of his
All
next turn, right?
attacks. All attacks.
The next attack. Yeah, so you blast this thing with this radiant light, and you seem to just really take this thing off guard. And this, like, it clearly, like, you know, being attuned to the night vision, it, you know, that blinding light just completely disorients it and seems to hurt it quite a lot. And now it's glowing with this light. And yeah, that is going to give Cosmo some wonderful advantage.
And I'll take any advantage I can get.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
All right. So,
Alright.
all right. Cheerio then.
Job's done.
Nice. Work.
Suck.
All right. So Cosmo's gonna run at this thing, and while he's
You can get there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you can get there.
right, and as
You can run
he's
so much farther diagonally in D&D.
he's a natural born sprinter, and as he's running, he just like he casts Hunter's Mark on it, and I guess he gets up there. I think is what it was. Right.
It's
there.
all up in it.
Gets up in it. Oh, sorry. Not trying to move the map. Eh.
Oh no. Oh, beans.
Oh, beans. And he swings his war pick at this thing. And let's see what he does.
I wish all battles went like that. And I swing at them, and we'll just see what happens.
And there's a moment of pause.
How was that? Was that good for you? It was good for me.
I'm trying to hold, please.
Please hold.
Ba-ba. Right, so I think that is a 16 to hit.
Yes, that does hit.
Okay.
That does it.
That'll do it.
That'll do.
That'll do.
That'll do, pig.
Let's roll some
mix of a
fat damage.
accent with
There's a lot of weird shit going on there. Yep. So that's gonna be that's gonna be max damage. So that is going to be 14 plus 3, so 17. And then as a and then also I'm gonna use my bonus action to shield shove this fool.
Oh, is that a new thing you got
Yeah.
at level 4?
Mm-hmm.
All the boys grew a level between last session and this session, so they're now level 4, and they're very excited about it.
Let's see. So I shove the creature 5 feet with my shield.
Yeah. Does it do damage?
No.
Is there a strength check or anything like that?
No, it just says
Just shove it.
if
That's
if I take an attack on my turn, I can use my bonus action to shove the creature 5 feet
That's pretty awesome.
with
actually.
my shield.
Yeah, so I'll say that because of how disoriented it is, and being kind of like blinded by this, not statistically blinded, but actually like just the blinding light of it and being taken off balance, you're able to knock them back 5 feet a lot easier than you would think that you would be able to, being a large owlbear.
I can push a bear. Fuck off.
Whoa. Didn't mean to offend.
A lot of hostility.
Yeah, well, it's a weird vibe we just got here. Awesome. Yeah, so you shove this owlbear back, and kind of the pushing of it seems to actually kind of bring it back to its senses a little bit, and it's going to immediately shake its head and then just charge right back in at you. And it's going to take or one swipe with its claws and then try to bite at you. What we got? We got a 14 plus 7, so we got a 21 for that first hit.
Gross.
And then a 18 for the second hit.
No.
Claws.
No.
Okay, so we got you with the beak, and that is going to be just a little bit damaged, just a little bit. It's fine. It's just.
I should have casted Bane instead. Damn it.
I mean, I think you did pretty good. That's just a soft 13. It's fine.
Oh, that's nothing.
Tis but a flesh wound.
Yeah, you're all right. You'll survive.
I'll be all right.
And that is the owlbear's turn, and it is the top of round with Glenn.
So peeking from behind my barrel, I realized that this is not going like any of the previous encounters we've had so far in Glenn's life. And he closes the distance and goes for the flank. And as he's doing so, he pulls out his double scimitar, sparks it with some lightning energy, and he takes an attack. He's to the side of it. I'm guessing I have advantage on him because or at least I would get sneak attack because he's within 5 feet.
Yeah, he's engaged with Cosmo and him are engaged.
24 to hit.
24 to hit. Yes, that might hit. Weirdly enough, it's crazy.
That's 2d4, 2d6. So he takes 10 damage from that. So he takes 16 damage total on that first hit. And then for my bonus action. Ooh, sorry, there's a D8 attached to that because I cast Booming Blade. That's another 5 damage there. And then for my bonus action, I'll follow up with that backside of the double-bladed scimitar and bring that over just to the back of its neck for another attack. Oh, it's a nat 20.
Fuck.
Which is neat.
Let's go.
But
honestly,
that is just a double D4, which is
honestly
6
as
damage.
much 60. Perfect. It was dead before you came down with the second hit. Just so you know.
That's
so
exactly how Glenn would do it.
How did it die?
So
That was fast.
as he like takes a swipe and a bite at Cosmo, Glenn notices like chance of opportunity, just starts sprinting at him, takes out his double blade, it sparks with some lightning energy, takes like his first swing up to the gut, just under the ribs, and then he turns it right back over to the back of the net and just like takes its head off.
Cool. Hell yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of neck being an owlbear, but you were able to get through that meat. It's kind of like starts falling as you slice through it, you're able to cleanly cut through that thick neck, and its head goes rolling across the ground, kind of past Cosmo, and it falls to the ground.
And the spark of Blooming Blade.
More
pops
blood
its
on
eyes.
Cosmo.
Yeah. Its eyes explode because of Booming Blade. It's like
Gross.
That's really gross. You just really like to just cut things, don't you?
it's kind of my MO. And I look over to where the campsite was previously. I look back to the owl bear and I look to Rangram like, you guys hungry?
What, you want to eat their dicks too?
No. I was talking about, well, I'll handle food. Why don't you guys just take a seat?
I'm
Okay.
gonna go
Look at
get
Cosmo,
cleaned.
I'm not too sure I'm gonna eat whatever he's thinking.
I'm gonna just go get cleaned up. Just fuck off.
I'll say that Cosmo, just a little bit into the woods here, you can hear the sounds of like just to the left, you can hear the sounds of like a stream of some sort that probably runs into the Von Hurst Lock. Not too far.
That sounds nice.
Okay.
I take I don't know, the arm wing of the owl bear. I cut that off and pluck its
The
feathers.
wing or the thigh.
The arm wing. I don't know what the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
And I start a small fire and I start cooking.
Nice.
Owl bear.
Yeah. So you're back in this campsite that you stayed in, I guess, 2 days ago, something like that. Still, this tent to the top left one there is destroyed. There was like a body that had been tangled up in it. If you guys actually want to all, except Cosmo because he's washing his face, but Rangram and Glenn, if you want to roll me a perception check.
9.
Nine.
Butts. 7.
So Rangram, you're kind of, actually, because you deal with the dead a lot more, I'm going to say that if you want to roll me with advantage for that perception check.
Cool. Likes that. Natural 20.
Sweet. Yeah. So you're at first you're kind of like looking and you're not really paying attention, but then something catches your eye and it seems very out of place. You see one of these corpses one of the ones that hasn't been as defiled by this owlbear, and it's the captain. And when you are looking at them, you're like, that's not the way we left that 2 days ago. The body seems to have like shriveled like some sort of husk. Like if you had taken the kind of deterioration that you'd seen in the person on the road and you had taken that and expand, like it just tripled that. They look like they just like dried up like this shell of a thing, and that's the body that you're looking at here. And it just looks wrong.
Good. Glenn.
I stop plucking the feathers and I start walking over.
Did he
towards
always look like it?
Oscillating between hair and feathers, just
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I think he was actually a little healthier looking just after I cut his throat. So I'm gonna assume he's gonna have the same plight as our laughing friend earlier.
Necromancy.
I poke him with my blade.
Oh, you die.
Scimitar. And dead.
Yeah, and you die. No, yeah.
You're all
1,000
liches.
damage. Yeah. Yeah. You poke it, and actually, as you poke it, your blade goes through it, and it makes like this crusty, dry sound, like we were poking charcoal with a stick. That's like essentially like it kind of like deteriorates a little bit as you poke into it.
Like puff pastry.
Yeah, it's like empty inside.
Like what?
Like, I pull the
Dry.
I pull the double scimitar back and then look at Rang. I was like, "Damn, you made this nice and sharp. Thank you." And I
Do my best.
start yelling for God. Cosmo, we found another one of your laughing friends.
I'm still washing off from the last one. No, no more fun. That's enough funny business for me for one day.
I take Mage Hand and I start to like kind of lift its limbs. Do I notice like any marks on its body?
The second that you lift up the limbs, the arm is like it breaks into about 4 pieces.
I was gonna say that's just gonna break.
Huh.
And it like the skin on it is just like falling apart, and there's like the bone is inside of the skin, but it's like hollow inside of that.
I don't know about you boys, but I'm not sure if sleeping in this camp seems like such a good idea. We met a couple owl bears, and they do not do this to a body. They do more of that, and I point to like a hanging dick from the dead owl bear's mouth.
I come back to the camp and I just say,
Well, it seems like you think we should stay for a little bit if you're gonna cook.
You know what? I seem to have lost my appetite. I say we hit the road and maybe try to get back to Tin Town before anything wants to tell us a good joke.
Hey guys, gonna get Owl up there.
Get the owl out of here.
Sorry, that was terrible. It's not worth interrupting you. Continue.
What do you fellas want to do?
Last time we slept here, it didn't work out very well for anyone.
Right. I really do think we should get out of here. And
You
just
guys mind helping me load this big ol' owl bear up into the cart? We can get the hell out of here.
I don't think. Why do you feel like we need all of it?
I mean, it's good meat. I'm hungry.
You guys, just so you know, you do have a small cart. It's not like a very big cart. You probably can grab a couple wings, but I think that there's not much, and people are going to be sitting on those wings in the back of the cart.
I take the one arm that I was cleaning up and I throw it in the back.
That I'll allow it. There's no reason to try and gut this whole thing right here. We just be on our way with what we need. Apparently, something else might come along and need it.
Nice. You guys.
Rangrim is going to take some of the fingers of the dead guy, or attempt to.
Yeah. So you pick them up, and you are able to get as you grab it, and kind of like. I don't. How gingerly are you trying to pick this thing? Are you just grabbing the hand and trying to pull the fingers off?
Well, I like reached for a small knife and went to cut the fingers off. Just kind of grabbed the hand to see if I could cleave the fingers off.
Yeah. So you press into the fingers, and they pretty much break right where the bone would have met. And when you go to pick them up, the skin almost turns to dust in your hand. It almost seems to be like literally deteriorating as you are looking at, as you are here. It is decaying at an extremely fast rate, and so like you're essentially holding like this like skin dust in your hand and now finger bones.
that's gross.
I'm gonna put it in a pouch.
Cool.
I'm gonna keep that for later hijinks.
Fingy bones. Make sure you write that down next to the 3-pound doorknob or 30
Oh,
pound
I did.
doorknob.
I have
Can we
I
let go of the doorknob
streamlined it.
now?
I have an item on my character sheet now that is just miscellaneous metal
Amazing.
that I just add up by the pound because
That's
3
amazing.
pounds of doorknob is confusing.
Doorknobs are important, man. So once I saddle up into the cart and I see my little dwarven friends hop in, I go, yeah, and start down the road again.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I'll use your guys' original search. So you're able to get through the first half of this length without problem. So if the next 2 that are going to keep staying up and looking, if you guys want to just roll me perception checks for the last leg.
I think it's just the elf, right? It shouldn't be our.
I think
Or
I'm the only one. Yeah, I think you guys
well,
are
we
sleeping.
were only like
Ooh,
out.
do you have
We'd
a
only. I have Tin Town, yes.
Sweet. Yeah, if you want to pull up Tin Town.
What was I gonna say? We only drove for like a half an hour, so like shit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say you're able to make it 6 hours without problem. And so this is gonna be the last 6 hours of that we need to do checks for.
Okay.
Yeah, you're able to safely make it the first 6 hours of the leg, and without issue. You're not hearing cackling of any crazy kind. You hear noises from in the woods, but nothing that seems to be. And you don't run across anyone else. It's in the middle of the night, getting to 6 a.m. early morning time.
Okay. Are we getting into
said, if the sun's coming out, Rangrim's gonna go down to sleep because
Okay,
sunlight sensitivity and all.
smart.
I'll nap for the last leg.
Sweet. Roll me a couple of perception checks then, Glenn and Cosmo.
I got a big old 12.
Nice.
Let me check me modifier. This perception is gonna be a 14.
Nice. Yeah, so you're getting Glenn, you seem to just be focusing on the road, but Cosmo, you're just kind of getting pretty tired, but you're able to make it the rest of the way without any issue, and you're eventually, you can kind of see the trees parting, and you see the road that is leading you down. It starts sloping down into the tiered city or tiered town, I guess, of Tin Town.
We keep heading towards I would say Madge's, I think. Actually, no, we go to Livery. We need to drop off the cart.
Let's get rid of the dead head in our.
Oh yeah, that tracks. All right, Glenn looks at Cosmo. Is like, you ready to collect that bounty?
Let's go and turn in this filthy human skull.
I forgot we were doing that. And I kind of dropped the cart off by by there, and I could say, Cosmo, I think you can handle this interaction. I need to make a stop of my own, actually. And I hit Rangrim's foot, try to wake him up. Rangrim, get out.
What?
We're home, mate. Let's go and let's just collect this gold and carry on.
Agreed.
Okay, so Cosmo, you're returning the cart. What else are you in? Nope, you're not. What are you guys doing?
I'm taking the bounty, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rangrim's gonna go with Cosmo to.
Okay.
I'm just hopping out of the cart and following Cosmo to go.
I have
Glenn,
the
what are you
cart.
doing?
Turn in the.
I have the cart, the owl bear, and the weapons.
Okay. What are you looking to do?
Avoid the popo, the guards. I would be
I don't
first
remember.
making a stop by. Let's go with Madge's, and I would drop the weapons off on the back side of Madge's shop, not actually in Madge's shop. Then I would drop off the cart at the livery, and then I would go find Joro.
Nice.
In that order.
Wait. So sorry. Say that again. I was thinking about my own things. I'm just being honest.
Catching up to you.
3 hours.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, 3 hours of sleep.
I would take the weapons that
Okay.
I got off the tattered soldier or tattered
Okay.
lord guys.
Okay.
I would hide those behind Madge's shop. Madge
Okay.
would be like some trash pile back there, like a dumpster, if you will. I hide it back there, put a cloak over it, disguise it best I can, and then I would drop the cart off at the livery.
Okay.
I would throw the owl bear arm over my shoulder. I would drop that off at Cosmo's house for Cosmo's mom to make stew. And then I would start making my way towards the mines to find Joro.
Awesome. So we'll check back in with you on that then, and then Cosmo and Rangrim. Do we want to? You guys are going over to turn in the bounty.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Awesome. Yeah, so you're able to get over to the basically Imperial, just like it's a relatively small stronghold that they have here, just like a little barracks. And you're able to get over there and check in with them. I don't think we need to do much of an interaction unless you guys really want to. Essentially, they're extremely pleased with what you've been able to bring back. And with the additional notes on there, you are going to get the full bounty, which I believe was 800 gold, if I remember right. And so
Yeah.
they give you the full bounty. I'll double check and make sure it wasn't higher than that. But either way, you're going to get the full bounty that was promised to you. They kind of begrudgingly are like, I didn't really expect to have to give as much money out, but it's not their money. It's the Empire's money. They don't care. So they hand it over to you in a sack and take the head and just kind of throw it in a pot in a corner or something, and then that's the kind of let you go on your way.
That seems right. That seems good. I don't have anything.
Awesome. So, Cosmo or Rangram, is there anything you wanted to do?
No, maybe after this interaction, we probably would have made my way back to Magic's shop eventually.
Cool.
But I'd still be, shooting the breeze with Cosmo, counting out winnings, deciding whether or not how much we tell the elf that we got.
Heading over to the
Matic. How much more ale we could buy first, and then tell him how much gold we can get. All sorts of that stuff.
Heading over to the Matic Tavern.
Yeah, I think so.
Turns out Glenn is actually a demon this whole time and just trying to turn you guys into evil characters.
Amazing.
Likely.
Just slowly turning you.
Yeah, Glenn. So just give me so we don't have to go through the rigmarole because we need to wrap up here pretty soon. If you're sneaking down into the mines to get past the guards and go talk to Joro, if you want to just roll me a stealth check.
Well, I'd actually be doing basically exactly what I did last time, which was just once I get to that first gate, as I'm approaching, like sneak off into a corner, cast disguise self as some no-name guard, show up, knock on the door.
Okay.
Try to call him out for a shift.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So I'll say that with that, since you've done it before, I'll let you just kind of do that today. And so you're able to disguise yourself, get past the guard station, and get farther in. And you don't actually go to the same meeting place because you don't have a scheduled meeting with Joro this time. You actually see Joro kind of milling about and as you're coming into town. Like as you're like you're in this. Sorry, I'll describe it for anyone that's new because we haven't been down here in a little while. But there's essentially a underdark creature being like almost like a refugee camp that's built up around the inner part of this mine that is not allowed to go to the surface. Essentially, these figures are not like permitted to go to surface level, so they're kind of staying here, but don't want to be in the underdark because it's dangerous. And so that's and Joro is the unofficial leader, this handsome dark elf figure that is kind of their unofficial leader of this group, band of misfits.
Walk up to Joro. Hey, buddy, it's been a little bit. How you doing?
It's been about as good as it can be, to be honest. But I appreciate you returning.
You have any more difficulties? Maybe some big ugly bastards from down below?
We haven't had anything as of yet. Just the continuous problems we have with the mining company, of course. But how was the road?
Tumultuous, to say the least. Made some friends, killed some friends. Rinse, repeat.
Sounds about a net even then.
You having any trouble with the guards around town, or is it pretty much status quo?
Well, I mean, the fact that we're still still down here and not allowed to be up on the surface is kind of a consistent perpetual problem. But we make do. We do the best we can, and we haven't had any new additions to the crew down here. But the gnomes that you rescued and the dark elf lady that came up when you fought the hook whore, they're settling in nicely. We've kind of all patched together and built them some shelters, and for the time being, I think it'll do.
And about the mining company, what they increase their hassle, or are they still pushing you guys around?
They're always the same, and it's it's one of those things that eventually has to break, but we can bide our time. We can wait. We're patient.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. I happened to come across some of those supplies you were looking for earlier, and I take a look around to see if anybody's eavesdropping.
Yeah, you see Samwise Gamgee. He's
Son of a bitch.
always Sam.
I wasn't dropping no eaves, sir. Honest.
Now you see, you're far enough away from the gate. I mean, this is not a small cavern that this is in.
So good.
And it so you're far away enough from prying ears and prying eyes of the actual like mining company guards, and
Okay.
the only people around you are denizens of this little refugee camp, and they, as much as they're like interested in you, they're not really like, they don't seem to be like creeping or anything of the sort.
Okay. So yeah, then Glenn kind of explains in pretty good detail the whole Tattered Lord situation, getting
Okay.
jumped, the people that may have
Actually,
were sent after him.
if this sounds like a pretty as you're like, you get into a little bit and he's like, oh, this is a little bit more of a, seems like this is kind of a serious situation, and so he actually invites you into his, like, he has a, it's big enough tent to go into, and it's made from like just kind of ramshackle pieces of fabric, but it's big enough to stand in, and a couple, like, he has a bed in the corner and whatever else, but it's kind of like think of like the size of a constructed like military tent for like a commander, that kind of
Sure.
thing.
Okay. So I go into detail. Say,
Yep.
you ever heard of this Tattered Lord? Does this ring any bells for you? I know you've been around quite some time, and you've got some connections in places that maybe I haven't quite made yet. Sound familiar to you?
That's unfortunately, that's a new one for me. My knowledge and connection doesn't extend far above the surface, unfortunately, at this time. But I can always put feelers out and see if we can potentially find out some more information for you.
Yeah. Anytime you hear that name pop up, send me a letter. You always always have a way of finding me. And then this might be a little bit of a lead, but do you recognize this coin? And I pull out the like super etched destroyed coin, and I kind of hand it over to him. You recognize that face? It doesn't look like any currency I recognize around here, but seems seems pretty important.
Roll me an insight.
I am terrible at those, and I rolled even worse. 10.
Okay. You hand this coin over to them, and Joro seems to just study it pretty, like, really looking at this thing and flipping it over in their hands, and then after a second hands it back over to you and says, I don't know what this is. I don't know where it came from, but I believe it to be important.
Well, Joro, that's why I always come to you. You've always got the great insight.
Jorah's a
we,
lying sack of shit.
Why don't we discuss, maybe next steps on getting you some of those supplies? I know you had a little bit of a bounty associated with it, but I don't know how you necessarily see me sneaking. It's about a cart's load's worth of materials down here. Do you have a supply chain that might be able to get this through, or how do you actually see us getting this to you?
It's great that you actually bring that up. So we do need more assistance from the surface. That's why I was excited when you had brought your friends down, because more people to smuggle goods across, especially your friend Cosmo working here down the mines, can bring items just slowly over time each time he comes down. That could be a pretty useful tool.
About that. He's not necessarily the loose moral type. He believes in what's right and what's good, and I'll be honest, I've been trying to chip away at it, and it is, I think, actually starting to rub off on me. So if we can create a little bit of distance for a couple moments, but come to think of it, I might be able to use that to my advantage, and I cast disguise self as Cosmo.
That's very fucking good.
Nice.
That's very fucking good.
And I
Yeah.
say in my voice, this might be an opportunity. Might be able to work this one out.
God, I can't wait for you to do a Cosmo voice.
do Glenn doing Cosmo.
Yeah.
I
don't even know what that would sound like. I can't even fathom it.
I appreciate your time, Joro, and I smack the bottom of his hand. Coin flies up in the air, and I grab it. I'm like, I'll see you soon with some goods. You got anywhere you want me to put them?
Just, you know where to find me.
Just make sure you got the gold ready for it. And he walks out and starts to head his way back as Cosmo.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll say that then you... did you guys end up heading to the Matic, or do you want to just kind of run into each other just outside the mine?
Like I would assume that they went to the Matic, so I would go that way.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you meet up at the Matic, which is an outdoor. It's kind of like a...
I've switched out of Cosmo's disguise by like way before I get outside the mine.
Cool. Oh shit, guys, sorry.
Yeah.
Shows up
Cosmo
looking like me.
Yeah. Feel like you might be a little bit upset about that.
I don't know which one to shoot.
Yeah.
Where did you get a gun?
The Matic is just for anyone that's new. The Matic is an outdoor but covered tavern that exists in this town that essentially doesn't have any walls, and it's just like kind of outdoor bench style seating around a central.
It's heavily marked with the number 13.
Yeah, heavily marked with the number 13.
To keep you guys in there.
Awesome. Yeah, you all meet up there and just are kind of hanging out. Is there anything that you guys want to accomplish before we kind of wrap this thing up, or anything you want to do for, like, essentially it's kind of free reign for you guys for the end of the day, and then we can kind of wrap up at night.
Didn't the day just started? We rode all night and just got here.
Yeah,
right?
No, it's noon. It's noon right now.
Fuck, I'm tired.
It's like 1 o'clock, 1 or 12 or noon. I'm just saying, like, you have the rest of the day. I have something I want to get to tonight.
Oh,
I would look to Rangrim and say, "Hey, I've got a set of tools, or got a set of weapons for you. Left it behind a magic shop. Could use some polish, use some, fine tuning.
See what I can do.
Appreciate that. And about that whistle you had, I know there's a spot in town that might be able to help us find out what exactly that does. So far, we've seen it summon were-tigers and owlbears, and I think if we had a little bit of control over that thing, we might be able to use it for our side. You wanna take a little trip with me?"
Not really. And I just throw the whistle to him.
Awesome.
I catch it. I look to Cosmo, and I kind of nod towards him. I say, "Cosmo, you feel like going for a little adventure, seeing what these might have in store? Or are you gonna trust me with this one?"
No, I'll tag along. Let's see. The last time I let somebody blow this whistle, it nearly got me. I got covered in blood.
Someone told me
twice. I did not tell you to do it. I asked you if you had it.
Ranger,
I remember it differently.
Ranger, we'll go get this sorted. Why don't you see if you can't come up with some fun drinks while we're away? You're so good with names. I figure you might be able to find a good one.
I'll do just that.
Right.
And knowing the town, would it be the reliquary? Sorry, I'm looking at the...
Yeah, number 12.
Number 12, or would it be
the artifacts?
The tinkers?
So
artifacts or tinkering?
It's totally up to you. You would know that the either one of them has the potential to identify potentially what is on this. You don't know for sure, you haven't been there, but you know that either like someone who deals in artifacts would have the ability to probably identify, and someone who tinkers with magical items probably has the ability to identify magical items. So you could go to either of those two things.
I would go to the reliquary, because the Tattered Lord is old and artifacts are old.
Right.
Okay.
So are you, Elf.
Hey, you're no spry chicken yourself.
I'm just I'm a young dwarf.
Awesome. Yeah, you go over to where the fuck is the reliquary? It's 12. It's like, okay, so you go over there and it's just like you as you're walking up to this place, it probably would be pretty easy to pass by. It seems like this like house that is kind of roughly called a store, I guess, but it is like very, very, very run down and kind of like really nestled in underneath this ledge. And as you're out going inside, there's like a kind of like a roughly marked sign that says the reliquary, and you can just it's pretty dark looking inside, and you can just hear something messing around inside and like throwing things around and like fucking god damn it, what the I knew it's here somewhere.
Hey, anybody here? Can we get some help, maybe?
Good.
You
Cosmo gives the door a good knock.
So yeah, you knock it and it swings open. Now you can see more of the scene that is just literally piles of stuff everywhere. Like just there's no organization. There's literally tables. It's like the worst antique shop you've ever been in, and things are just like piled on top of each other. And when you talk and speak and hit the door, you hear someone like move at the start and bang their head on something and then start just cursing in a language that you don't understand. And you see a small but very, very withered looking like goblin lady that wearing these like flowing red robes that are just dragging on the ground behind her, very ornately marked with like silver threading. And she welcome to the reliquary. What can I help you with?
As I see the the current status.
Behold my treasures.
As I see the status of the room walking in, I just turn to Glenn and I say, "Don't steal anything, elf." And then I
heard that. Don't you dare.
Just keep an eye on me, friend. We actually have an artifact to have you inspect for us, madam.
She goes, actually, I'll keep my own eye on you. And she points her finger up into the air, and this floating like spectral eyeball appears and is now floating around and watching.
I just keep my eyes on that. I've literally tuned out of the conversation. I'm just now focusing on that.
We've come across this artifact from up near the lock.
What mystic lands have you found this in?
Madam, it's from the lock. From Whitport, we came across it when seeking a bounty.
That's not very exciting.
Well, I think you might find it very exciting. Hand it over, Glenn. Let me have it.
Without taking my eyes off the floating eyeball, I flip him the coin.
I thought we was gonna ask about the whistle. But all right.
As it's flying through the air, my mage hand goes out, catches it, and I
your
chuck him the whistle.
Oh shit hand comes out
because
out of the air.
I don't know if I know about the whistle. Do I know about the coin? Do I know about the coin?
No one knows about the coin except Glenn right now.
Okay.
Then I throw him the whistle. I catch that. No, I still do it. Fuck it. I flip him the coin as it's in the air. I'm like, shit. I go catch that with my mage hand. I toss him the whistle.
Nice.
Well, maybe we have two artifacts, but for now,
dirty old coin.
No, I think I have the whistle.
Yeah, you have the whistle. Yeah. So she reaches these like long, spindly, like dirty long fingernail goblin hands up, and like they kind of scratch across your palm as she picks this thing up and is like looking at it like, oh. It's interesting. She kind of hobbles over to a table and
just whatever you do, don't blow in it. Just don't.
Yeah. And she's turning her back to you and waving, and then the eyeball is just kind of like floating and is looking around at both of you now, just keeping its eye on you. Its eye, literally. And she's like waving her hands around and doing some sort of bullshit, and eventually, this seems to have been custom made for someone. This has the ability to expose a shapeshifter. It can force them into their true forms. And she pokes the other one. She's like, oh, I see. Yeah, this one turns them back.
Which one turns them back? Is it the red one or the green one?
Who's to say?
Well, you see, madam, I really must know because me friend, he swears it's the red one.
Okay, green means go, red means stop. That's the rule for this thing.
Well, thank you, madam. Your voice changed, but
What?
Do you know any
I can't
other?
wait to see the fucking waveform on this thing after when I'm editing this video too. It's gonna be like, ah!
It's great. I'm watching it from this end. It's doing awesome.
It's doing good shit. Awesome, I love it. I get really close to this thing too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Glenn looks at the eyeball is floating in the sky. Says, "I don't think I've ever seen this magic. What am I looking at here?"
An eyeball.
No, I noticed that, but most eyeballs, they don't float.
Yes, it's. Think of it as a version of a mage hand, just a different body part.
Oh, and then I send my mage hand. I poke it in the eye.
Yeah, I guess you can do that. You poke it, and the mage hand, it blinks as if it's been hurt, and then it kind of like whizzes back a little bit, and then it's just kind of like furiously blinking now, farther away, but it's staying farther away from the mage hand.
I look at her. I'm like, hey, I think they might be friends. You'll have to show me that trick someday. That's a good one. I looked at Cosmo. I was like, you got everything you need here?
Well, I was trying to get some questions asked about this whistle, and you was just going around poking things in the eye.
It's a new thing, man. I've been around a long time, and I've not seen this. This is surprising.
Well, apparently you can't keep from stealing things either.
Stole nothing.
Now.
So, hello. I'm still
Right.
here.
Yes. Yes.
Are you selling this whistle or what?
What do you want for it?
What do you want for it?
Well, I have.
What do you want for it?
I have my eye out for some mithril.
Ah. That's interesting. How much do you need?
All of it.
Well, that's not an amount. That's just a term. That's so many.
My friend left this town for the first time about 3 days ago. It's a pretty new adventure.
Talking
Cosmo,
to humans?
you're not a human. Cosmo, we need to.
Well, that's mean.
I chuck him. I strength check him with my bow, with my elbow.
Dropping bows.
Yeah, sure. Roll it.
Oh, I fucking did.
What is it?
It's a 25.
Oh yeah, you win that one.
Nice.
It's a dwarven bow right in the dick.
Kind of just hobble over. I'm like, look, man, I'm just trying to help you out.
I have traveled many places, and I just trying to help my friend. It's me friend Luther. He needs some mithril to fix his dinghy.
Oh, Luther, the big guy, the what is it?
Yeah, you know what he is.
What they're called?
Right, this one.
The metal thing.
Right, yes, Henny needs some
Okay,
mithril.
yeah.
But if you don't have any, I'll just go ahead and take me whistle back, and I reach out to take it.
No. I would you in this wonderful portfolio of all these items. You think I do not have mithril?
Well, it certainly doesn't seem organized.
And I reach out for it again.
You do what?
I reach out for it again.
Oh, the item?
The whistle.
No. Just hold your horses. Hold on. I don't think I have one. Like you want all the mithril, but I have some mithril.
How much mithril do you have?
I have some pieces of mithril jewelry that could be piled and melted potentially.
Oh, all right. Well,
Let me see. One second. She takes she's holding onto the whistle still. And she's walking around and starting to dig through stuff. And after like kind of rummaging and knocking piles over and crap, and she comes back with like a bowl, like a pretty it's like a small like I don't know dish full of like.
is it a cup or is it a bowl?
So it's a bowl. It's a bowl of mithril. It's about you would say like maybe like equivalent to like this much mithril.
Well, I tell you what. I am not the smith for me friend, and I don't really know how much mithril we need, but that's why I clearly that's why I
take your trash. Get out of here. Get out.
That's all right. That's all
Get
right.
out.
That's all right. I'll take me whistle, and we'll take it somewhere else. And if I want the mithril, I'll come back.
The mage hand waves to the magic eye.
A spectral foot appears and kicks you in the butt, and as you're walking out, and then she waves her hand, and the doors both slam shut behind you.
I don't think
And
that.
you're right, Cosmo. You handled that one perfectly. Why don't we see if we can't find our friend? Maybe get an amount of mithril we're going to be looking for before we take on this next conversation.
Maybe let's go see. I was just trying to help me friend.
You gonna hold on to that whistle, or you want me to take care of
No,
that?
I'll keep it.
Glenn just wants all the things.
You might want to keep an eye on that one. I hear some floating hands can be sticky sometimes.
You guys are all gonna go to battle. Glenn will have all of your weapons, and you're gonna be nude.
Rangrim still has all the gold, and he's in the tavern.
all the
True.
gold is gone.
True.
Glenn heads back to the tavern to drink with Rangram.
Drinks all around. Best dwarven mead you have.
They would see Rangrim leaving the Matic and making way towards 5 is the Iron Woman, right? Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
So I'd be making my way to the Iron Woman, but I'm like rolling a keg of ale. How much does a keg of ale cost?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm gonna look this up because I have no fucking idea.
And one glass of flaming lips.
Chafing nips. He's got the chafing nips.
All right. Let me see here. So it looks like a barrel of. Okay, I'm gonna say 20 gold. No, that's way too much. It's way too much. 10 gold.
10?
10 gold. Yeah.
Done.
Rangram, looks like you made good use of your share of that bounty. What about the rest of it? You feel like maybe splitting that up?
Rangrim's just like, oh! And he pulls a bag of gold out of his pocket, totally forgetting that he had all that gold. I was just drinking off the good fortune of the people of Whitport.
Nice.
Right.
Like, noticeably drunk. I'm like, we'll count it. Is a lot. And I drop it by mistake, and I keep rolling the keg towards the
I'll get it. Don't worry, Glenn. Don't you worry your pretty little
Too
fingers.
easy for Glenn. I love it.
I'll take
Cosmo,
it.
You got stickier fingers than me, my friend. And
Well, I
help-
don't trust you
I help
anymore.
Rangram start rolling the barrel.
Use a shifty elf.
It's Rangram over here. Look at it. Cosmo's using racial slurs. Let me just keep pushing the
Rengrim knows what me means.
barrel towards the.
What, they call you an elf? Aren't you an elf?
I was gonna go with Shifty, and we keep going.
Yeah, shifty. I agree. And just keep rolling the barrel with him.
Awesome. What is the plan for the rest of what you guys are doing?
We's just
Well, Rangrim would
bullshitting.
just be going back to
I think
the
we
Iron
need to-
Woman to
Take
drop
me,
off his...
take me home.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rangrim's going to the Iron Woman basically to put his
Okay.
big old keg of dwarven ale next to his cot, right near the forge, and
Ta-
maybe catch up with Madge and just let her know what went down.
Awesome.
Really tell her like like really close, drunk talking to her how awesome it was that he was giant and drowned that guy. Like no personal space when he's telling her that story, but yeah, that'd be more or less what he'd be going after.
And smell his dinner.
Awesome. Glenn, what are you doing?
Usual things to do for the end of the night. Go back to Cosmo's place. I take a little nightstand that's next to the bed and I put it at the feet portion of the bed so I can actually extend my legs and lay.
Because the bed's too short.
Yeah, and I kind of just go into a little bit of a trance and think about home and think about Chandril and kind of drift off into my trance.
Awesome. Cosmo, what are you doing anything before bed?
Yeah, the only thing that Cosmo would do is maybe do like some amount of inspection on this heirloom that he acquired from Molly. Just
I got it this time. It's steel trap.
Molly. All right, so just a level of inspection on this lucky medallion that she gave me.
Yeah. I'll say that, it looks like it was something that's been passed down through a couple generations. It's tarnished silver, probably just from being so close to the water.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like it's been well cared for, and it just seems like it's a silver medallion or silver amulet that it doesn't, you doesn't seem to have any kind of like negative feelings or anything like that, but you're also not like doing any kind of like inspect magically or anything of that sort. So it's a good amulet.
It's a good Ammy.
It's a good
The
amulet.
silver Ammy.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. So we're going to focus on Cosmo a little bit this time. So we focused on Glenn when he was going to sleep last time. So Cosmo, you lay down in bed and you're drifting off to sleep. And I don't know, does Cosmo have nightmares? Does Cosmo sleep well?
He sleeps pretty good. Okay. Generally falls asleep to plenty of dwarven mead.
You have this dream that you've not had before, and it starts off kind of slow with this like almost like you're moving and you're like it's like you've woken, it's like you've
like I'm floating or I'm packing me boxes.
No, like you're actually moving through space, and you're starting in your house, and you're moving down and going down towards the mines, and it's kind of like it's like everything's fuzzy and it's dark and everything's kind of a little bit out of perspective and skewed, and everything's just kind of slightly off, like when you're dreaming, and you're going down and you're going deep down into the mines, and you're seeing this cavern that you've never seen before, never ever experienced before, and you see this group of dwarves and they're facing away from you, and then you see them turn and start moving towards you, and just as you see that, too far away to see any of their faces, you see this red hand with the mark in the center of it appear in your vision and almost grab and pull the rocks of the ceiling down and crush all of these dwarfs beneath it. And as that happens, you wake up and you're screaming, and you're not in your bed. You're outside, and you look down at your hands and they're red, and you look at in front of you, and there is a probably person-sized, maybe 4 to 5 foot tall version of that red upside down hand with the eye in the center of it, that has been marked on the side of this building right outside your house, and that is where we're gonna end it tonight.
Oh shit!
I knew Cosmo was evil the whole time.
Oh, I can't wait to kill him.
Awful good thing, just.
Oh, Glenn, you steal everything. No.